Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to go over the bridge strategy. It's just this quick framework that I've created and sort of a blueprint on how I've been able to, you know, um, develop and grow my long-term relationship with my girlfriend as a young guy in his 20s, and I sort of wanted to shed some light onto what a healthy relationship sort of looks like and how you can find yourself one as well, right? Look, in our day and age, I feel like as a young guy, and if you're on social media, a lot of the stuff you see around relationships is just more about not chasing girls, focusing on what you want to do, make money, grind, hustle. Girls are a waste of time. They're all cheaters, liars, whores, whatever you want to call it. And I just wanted to say, like, in my experience, it's not true. And if anything, it's been the complete opposite. Right, and in this video, I'll be taking you through some of the things that I've learned, and if you are in a relationship or whether you're not, or maybe looking into getting into one, or if you're struggling with one right now. This video is for everyone. Once again, this is just from my personal experience and what I've seen, and how I've sort of navigated the past couple of years of my life. So this is me and my girlfriend. We've been together for almost 4 years now. We've known each other for a lot longer. We started dating in high school. We've known each other probably for around 6, 7 years. But yeah, we met through high school. That's about it. This is not gonna be a love story sort of talk. More about. I just wanted to open up with a few thoughts. Okay, I'll get into the framework. It's called the bridge strategy, the bridge framework. But I found these statistics that I thought were a bit interesting. Okay. Professions with the highest divorce rates, as we can see: dancers, bartender, massage therapists, gaming cage workers, gaming service workers. The ones with the lowest divorce rates: farmers, podiatrists, clergies, optometrists, and engineers. Okay. Look, I just saw that, and I'm sure you guys can see the pattern as well. Like, you can see that I'm not gonna say that they're 100% correlated, right? But look, these guys aren't making the most amount of money, right? Like, these guys aren't making the most amount of money. These guys are probably on the higher end of the actual spectrum. Might be an exception, but I guess if you're out in like the countryside, you don't have that many options, whatever, right? But like, most of the people out here are making quite a good income, and I'm not gonna say that people with a higher income have a lower divorce rate, but I think it's quite important. Okay, and it's going to lead me into this topic. I'm not going to talk about just money and divorce or whatever, but look, another statistic: money is widely known as one of the leading causes of divorces in America. Contribute to 20 to 40% of all divorces. Okay, so in every 10, at least 4 of them are because of money. I feel like it might even be higher, being the root cause of it being money. But even deeper than the money, it's not about the money. It's just about the guy not being able to make that money, or probably not really having that ambition to do so whatsoever, right? The reason I bring this up is because, look, if you're a guy and you think that just because you get in a relationship you'll be able to be comfortable, be relaxed, and get complacent, you're gonna get a rude awakening, right? Like, I talk to a few guys. I talk to some that have been in a relationship, and it's a problem that I think a few guys fall into, because when you get into a relationship, what I want you guys to understand is it's very easy to become codependent. Okay, what I mean by codependent is where you and your girlfriend, right? These guys are cartoons, obviously, but when you and your girlfriend come together and you spend every day together, you spend every living moment together, and everything that you do is just connected. Okay, so if you go to the gym, she goes to the gym. If you study, she studies. If you go work, she goes she goes works. And what you're gonna find is that over time you're gonna become super codependent. So if you guys have an argument, if you're having a bad day, and you have an argument with your girlfriend, she's not going to be able to do any of these things, okay? And same vice versa. You don't want it to be set up that way, right? For the long term. Look, I'm not going to say that in the beginning, every sort of couple or like earlier relationships, you have those sorts of issues, but the thing is about just recognizing, hey, it is getting we're getting a bit too codependent on one another, and it's just about recognizing that, because at the end of the day, you want to be your own person, you want her to be her own person, you want to have your own interests, your own capabilities, and you want her to have the same as well. And at the end of the day, you guys come together, you build something, and you grow it over years and years and years, and that's the end goal, right? Those are my opening thoughts, okay? Just a few thoughts that I have surrounding this topic. Now I'm going to sort of get into the bridge framework, alright? It's very simple. Build, reflect, and grow. Look, when you first get in a relationship with your partner, and I'm hoping you guys are in it for the long term, and this video, if you're just watching it to hook up with girls and get girls, it's probably not the best video for you. Look, it's not the sort of lifestyle I necessarily see as attractive, as rewarding, but if you do so, that's completely fine. Everyone can live their life their own way. But if you're in a relationship right now, chances are you're probably either this, over here, or over here, okay? I would say, like, this is probably like the first year, 6 months to the first year of dating. This is a couple years, and this is probably like around 5+ years, okay, of a relationship. The first stage of a relationship consists of just building, okay? And what I mean by building is also just making sure you have the right person, and the only way you can really do that is just by having the same values, okay? I'm not going to get into the specifics like attraction and religion and culture and stuff, because that's just a given. I feel like if you don't have a natural attraction for this girl, or you don't have a natural want for her, then I'm not sure if you can develop that over time. If you have that's cool. But what I mean by the same values is just your future outlook on life, your financial goals, and your ability to commit, okay? I feel like these two are incredibly important, and this is more of a given. But look, no matter how much you love someone, okay, and no matter how much in my personal opinion, no matter how much you love someone or want to be with them, if you guys don't have the same outlook of, hey, in 5 years I want to be here, you guys probably aren't going to last, right? You either have to going to sacrifice your dreams and lead an unhappy relationship, or you're going to have to understand and find someone that has a similar sort of vision. Look, sacrifices are going to have to be made regardless. It's just about making those sacrifices to you, making the sacrifices you think are worth it, okay? For example, in 10 years time, me and my girlfriend, I hope that we have a portfolio of some sort that consists of investments, that consists of property, of shares, index funds, full-time incomes, multiple income sources, living a comfortable life. And what that requires is the next 5 to 10 years of just putting our heads down and working, not being able to take the nicest, fanciest holidays, not being able to go to fancy dinners as much, but that's a sacrifice we make. And the only reason we can do that is because we have the same values, okay? For example, if you find yourself being more of an ambitious person, and you yourself are ready to put your head down for the next decade of your life, and maybe not enjoy the luxurious side of life for now, so you can do so when you actually have the money, and your partner doesn't really see life the same way. They're more about living life in the moment, doing the things that they want to do right now, going on a holiday like right now, even if they don't have the money, splurging their money on this, splurging their money on that. Look, that's something you're going to have a sit down and talk to your partner about. But ideally, you want to have the same outlook on life, be on the same page, because I don't think there's anything more important than, you know, having the same outlook on where your life is headed. Commitment, look, that's just a given. If your girlfriend is wanting to explore other people and, you know, she's not really committed, then look, the signs are pretty obvious. Don't be blinded by your own love, or don't be blinded by your emotions. Sometimes you need to take a step back, separate yourself from the situation, get advice from people that are close to you and sort of know you, but don't get complacent, and make sure they have the same values. Okay, that's my main point. As you can see, not having the same values, not having the same sort of financial goals, if you're working your ass off and your missus is out going spending $600 on a stupid dress, or if your missus is working her ass off and your husband's going and sports betting all of his life savings away, then look, you're probably going to end up as a statistic over here. Okay, look, that's a big number, 4 out of 10, I think possibly even more. You can see over here, lowest, highest. Look, the evidence is pretty clear. Okay, so that's something I want you guys to possibly consider having a talk about. Alright, the next thing is reflecting. Okay, reflection is really important, I think, because what traditional media or whatever you might see on your day-to-day social media feed is this being normal. Okay, this hanging out, having fun, smiling, talking, dating, going on dates, being normal. Look, that is normal, but here's what's also normal: staying up late, having discussions, arguing, figuring things about one another that you can only do so by being at a lower point. Okay, being stressed out, being unhappy for certain periods, days, weeks, you know, maybe even months. All right, but look, this all boils down to expectations. Okay, if you come into a relationship and your expectation is for it to always feel high, always to feel the best, always to feel happy, and the moment you have these peaks and highs, lows and highs, if you can't take the lows and you don't understand that these lows are also normal, I'm not saying that they're good, I'm not saying that they're bad, but they're normal. Okay, setting those expectations, setting the right expectations for yourself and your partner, and you guys being on the same page about that is incredibly important, right? Setting the right ones, being able to recognize that it's a phase / period, then it being forever, that's a given, right? Like, if you have an argument with your partner and you guys need a bit of time for yourself to just calm down, to just recollect, have a moment to yourselves, because a lot of the times I find, like, when you're having an argument, you guys can become in your own bubble, right? When you're in your own bubble, everything just feels so much more magnified, because it is. Okay, when you're in your own bubble and you're having an argument with your girlfriend, it feels like everything around you is just inside this bubble. Okay, so that's why you might say stuff that you don't mean. That's why you might use the word like always or never or every time. You might say stuff that you don't mean, and everything just feels so much more magnified. But what you need to do is, from time to time, you need to break yourself outside of this bubble, right? Take a walk, take a moment to yourself, recognize that you're in a bubble, and just walk out. Okay, obviously be communicative that you do need some time to yourself. When I say time, I'm not talking about months or years, I'm just talking about like a couple hours, because it's better to say nothing than say something you don't mean and have that as like an insecurity that's brought out in your relationship in so many different other ways. Okay, so being on the same page, especially during these arguments, are incredibly important. Okay, because you can disagree with your partner, you can argue, and you know, say things that you don't mean. That's okay, but being able to come back together and have the same sort of clarity on, hey, look, it's an argument, but I still love you, is really important. And I think that's what separates, you know, quick phases of like being in a relationship, 3 months, 4 months to, multiple years of long, hard commitment, right? And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's the only reason you think it's easy is because of your expectations being set completely elsewhere. And the final step is growing, right? In order to get here, you need to go through these stages. You need to go through a lot of hard conversations. You need to get through a lot of sleepless nights. It's like growing a business, okay? You're not going to have a good business without putting in the sleepless nights. You're not going to have a profitable business if you're not having hard conversations with your employees, with your clients, or whoever it may be, okay? It's the same thing. And growing, right? And this is, I would say, a stage that me and my partner are at. Hitting personal and couple goals. What we do is we try and stay accountable for each other's goals. We have discussions about our goals all the time, right? One thing that we've done recently in the last 6 months is we've created a savings account and put money in each week. We've got around to like $8,000 right now in the last 6 months, which I think is quite good. We're saving up for a holiday, our first holiday. And this is our own hard-earned money that, look, she tells me, hey, you haven't put in the last week, and I say, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, and I put that money in, okay? Like, it's simple. It doesn't cost you any money to make a savings account, but what it teaches you is communication, accountability, because, look, you at the end of the day, like, you guys are partners, right? Like, think about it in school, right? When you were in school and you had a group project, okay? Let's say you had a group project and someone from another group said your project is trash. You would feel pretty defensive about that, right? Like, I look at it the same way. When I'm building something with my partner, when we're building something as simple as a savings account, or when we're building something in terms of just knowledge about each other, be defensive about it, protect it. This is your partner, this is your group partner, right? She is quite literally going to be the person you spend the rest of your life with and build something with, right? No one's perfect, but being able to understand where they're coming from and being on the same page about a lot of these small issues, being able to recognize that sometimes you might be in a little bubble or you might be too codependent is incredibly important and sets the right foundations for a strong bridge that you can hopefully create one day and live a long, happy life, whatever your goals are. Another quick tip is, look, take the time to indulge in each other's hobbies and interests. That's important as well. Look, I play a bit of guitar, what my girlfriend did for the first year, a couple years in, like, I think second year of our relationship. For a few months she learned how to play guitar, right? She knows how to play basic songs and stuff on the guitar, and each night I would teach her how to actually play these different chords and what sort of songs, and she enjoys that, right? One thing that I do is she loves reading poetry, and I try and involve myself as much as I can in those sort of aspects in her life. She loves building Legos. I got her this massive Lego set. Look, these are just givens, right? I'm not going to give you an entire spiel on certain quick tips. This is more of a concept overview video onto building a happier life with your partner as a young adult, because I feel like not many people talk about it. And yeah, look, if you like this sort of content, please subscribe, like, comment, leave me a suggestion for other video types. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, or if you want to send a DM, you can. I also have a free Discord community that I've just recently created. I don't think it's got any members or anything. I just wanted to create an easier way to talk and communicate with you guys. But yeah, look, I'll see you guys in the next video.